So, the thing that's slightly awkward about this list is that all the entries on this list, I've already talked about them before. So, mostly the new thing is the order they appear in. I hope you still like it though. This is one of the Pokemon that I've only started to like somewhat recently compared to most others on this list. This one is no anime story, but an in-game story. It's not because I got attached to one in a Nuzlocke or anything like that. No, I just kind of like its design and I love to use one competitively, at least when I did competitive. Although, now that Mega Scissor is a thing, well, let's not talk about Megas. So yeah, I don't have much of a reason to like it, I just kind of do. I had one of these in my first Unova playthrough. I caught a Sandile thinking it would be nice to have for the next gym, because I knew it would be an electric type. Little did I know that this thing would become the powerhouse of my team. Crocodile joined Floatzel on the list of Pokemon that I have legitimately leveled up to level 100. And that list is short, like really short. I'm slightly annoyed by the fact that it goes from being brown to being red, but hey, looking at that shiny form, I think we can all agree that's a good thing. It doesn't normally look like that, right? At the end of the day, I can sum up the reasons for this Pokemon being on the list in one word. Nostalgia. Out of all the first stage evolutions of Generation 6, I liked Froakie the least, so in my initial playthrough I didn't pick him as my starter. I would soon regret that day as I found out the awesome beast that is Greninja. I mean, it's the only fully evolved Generation 6 starter that actually looks any good if you ask me. Skipping anime stories here, I haven't watched it. There's something going on with Ash and Greninja fusing or some shit. I honestly don't know anything about it. It's in-game use though. The protein ability gives this thing stab on every move, because just before using the move, Greninja will change its type to the move's type. Again, that means you always get a stab boost when you attack, but there's also a strategic element to it. When you think somebody's about to use an electric type move on you, you use a ground type move and you become a ground type. I'm sure you can see how that would help you out a lot. Greninja is proof that Game Freak hasn't quite run out of ideas yet. Starting with its design. It's downright perfect. Remember what I said in another list about Nintendo and Game Freak just choosing a couple of Pokemon every generation, which they just decide we as fans are going to like? Well, for Generation 5, that was Zorlok, and I must admit, they did a great job. I always have mixed feelings about these kinds of Pokemon. Yes, I liked him, but I am meant to like him more than the others. Should I take that into account with making a list like this? Hell no. That would make me some kind of Pokemon hipster scum. I like this Pokemon, so it's on this list. Period. He is strong, rare, and you need to go through some trouble to get it. You see, getting a Beldum isn't all that easy. But then again, it's nowhere near as hard as finding a Feebas. Once you gain a Beldum, it remains useless until it evolves into a Tang, at which point it just becomes kind of decent. Only once it evolves into a Metagross is when it becomes a true powerhouse, which will leave anything it targets with nightmares for weeks. Aside from that, I also like its shiny design. I honestly think it should be reversed though. It makes more sense to me to have a silver Pokemon with a golden cross on its face and have it be blue and silver when it's shiny. I don't know why. It's just better that way. Gale Wings! Seriously though, aside from being able to make that joke, which a lot of you might not even get at this point, Talonflame gets one of two abilities. Gale Wings or Flame Body. Well, let's skip the Gale Wings talk. It's a really good ability in battle and also a bit of a running joke on the channel at this point. Talonflame is the first Pokemon that gets both Flame Body as an ability and Fly as a move. That might sound like nothing important to you, but it means that when you're breeding, you don't have to fill up 2 slots with Pokemon, because Flame Body and Fly are on the same Pokemon, meaning that you can carry one more egg at any given time. It's more of a utility thing, which doesn't sound that impressive looking from the outside in, but if you have ever gotten into breeding, believe me, you should understand how big of a deal that is, having a Talonflame. I think I said this in my top 5 Johto Pokemon list too, but I like this Pokemon for one huge reason. Its theme song in the movie. Rarely have I heard a song that stuck with me like that. It's not a big orchestral piece of music either, it's simple. Its design isn't anything too great and its actual role in the movie is rather small too. It's mostly being hyped up through the film, and then when he actually shows up, he just kinda fucks shit up. And then they live happily ever after. Not much more to say than that, but that music though. Okay, first, this guy looks awesome. Such a well-crafted design. Just looking at him, I can't see why some people hate Generation 4. But we all know what I'm going to talk about, right? The movie. The Rise of Darkrai is a great film. I mean, Mewtwo went from a cold-hearted villain to some kind of deep philosopher, and that felt somewhat random. Darkrai, on the other hand, went from being a mean and dangerous villain to the hero of its film in a logical and touching way. Going even so far as to, spoilers, sacrifice himself. I mean, of course it's a kids movie, so they can't actually kill one of those characters like that, so they made sure that he's alive and well by the end. But Darkrai is a misunderstood, caring hero of the Pokemon world, which is made even worse by the fact that the power he possesses is a bad one. He can give people nightmares. To take a quote from Skyrim, "What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort?" That describes Darkrai's character perfectly. On the other hand, we have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, where he's a one-dimensional bad guy who wants to freeze the planet and fuck shit up. But hey, he's still in the game, which is always a positive thing if you ask me. Let's just face it, I love Explorers of Sky, and every main character in the story just became one of my favorite Pokemon. Grovyle and Dusknoir especially. Aside from that, I've also gotten more attached to Pokemon like Wigglytuff, Chatot and even Bidoof, not to mention Bulbasaur and of course Totodile. Dusknoir's twist in Explorers of Sky is somewhat on par with Darth Vader revealing himself to be Luke's father. Him going from a big hero to a dangerous agent of evil is one thing. Again, it's a huge twist, and in the added episode of Explorers of Sky we see something that players of Explorers of Time and Darkness didn't get. He actually shows character development and he joins Grovyle to take down Dialga and save the future. Yes, Grovyle is on this list for the sole reason of being the most interesting and diverse character I've ever seen in a game. Not just a Pokemon game, any game. Spoilers ahead, just so you know. When you first hear about Grovyle in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, he's a thief, stealing the time gears with the purpose of destroying time itself. It stays this way for a while, and even the famous explorer Dusknoir joins you in the hunt for Grovyle. At some point though, we find out that the roles are reversed. Dusknoir is actually the bad guy who is trying to keep Grovyle from collecting the time gears to fix the destruction of time. In a huge twist where we find out that Grovyle has come back from the future together with none other than yourself, in the end Grovyle becomes your partner once again in the search for the time gears to prevent the destruction of time. That was a short summary, but you really need to experience the game as a whole, so you just go out there and buy it. Or watch my Let's Play on it, that's fine too. Well, that's been my top 10 Pokemon. It's been a while since I started making these lists, but now we're done. That being said, there still are plenty of lists to be made, so don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Also, let me know your favorite Pokemons in the comment down below. If you want to see my top 10 Pokemon games list, click the thumbnail on the top. If you want to see my Let's Play of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, you can click the thumbnail on the bottom. Until the next time, I have been Vlogger, you have been awesome as always. Bye.